Luffy, you big ass dummy. You big ass dummy. What the man? God dog, Luffy. One Piece chapter 798. Luffy, you big dummy. You got another installment of this, man. I gotta say, I ain't gonna lie to you. The way Luffy just socked Fujitora, that takes balls. That takes a major set of balls. I ain't gonna lie there. That takes a major set of balls. I fucking respect the hell out of him for that. I respect the hell out of him for that. Because Luffy says, just because you're an admiral, that pattern ended 2 years ago. I don't care if you're a Navy admiral or an Emperor of the Sea. If I don't beat each and every one of you, I'll never be king of the pirates. That's respect. That's respect. You know, you guys have heard me refer to what my old football coach used to say all the time, man. I say this so much. He says, if you screw up all the way. If you make the highlight reel, make it for something. It might be for all the wrong reasons, but at least you're on that bitch. This, I can get down with. Luffy, again, I've kind of learned my lesson. Admirals are fucking strong. You know, I thought Luffy could beat all the admirals fighting by himself. You know, if you go back to my Marineford reviews, I thought Luffy could beat down the 3 admirals and save Ace. Didn't happen that way. Didn't happen that way at all. So, I mean, this is one of those moments, man. This is one of those moments where you have to look at it and say, either Luffy's gotten really strong or he's about to get a dick dragged across his face. It's about to be one or the other. It's about to be one or the other. But I gotta say, man, that takes a lot of balls. And I respect the hell out of him for it, man. So, with that being said, let's just back up a little bit. Because, I mean, there's a few different things I want to talk about from this chapter. So, I like how it gets revealed that the Tontadas, the little people, were actually the ones who were behind what happened with the Navy people kind of falling down and everything. And, like, now they're sewing the ships together, doing what they did with Nico Robin, right? Like, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to kind of see that. I thought that was really, really cool. And I like how it's just like, when it happens, like, oh, this is all the work of fairies. Fairies did this. And even when all this is going on, right? Even when all this is going on and you find out that, you know, Kratos came up with a lot of this plan, you know, you get this moment where the Straw Hat Alliance, Bartolomeo and all those boys, they're like, we got to hold out until Law and Luffy arrive. They're willing to throw down with an admiral. Again, if that doesn't show you Luffy inspires people to follow him, I don't know what else does. They're willing to risk it all for Luffy. I like seeing that, man. I also like how when Sengoku's speaking to Law, because the whole time I'm like, where the fuck did Law go? And so I like how when Sengoku's speaking to Law, and you get this flashback of where he's telling Corzin to never have anything to do with Law. And then Sengoku looks at him and he says, like, yo, I never thought it'd be the day where I'd be looking at a pirate sharing memories about Corzin. I never thought this would happen. Says if I was still an active member of the Navy, I'll lock your ass in the cell so we have a conversation before you get executed. Kind of like what happened with Garp and Gold Roger. And what's so crazy about this is, once again, this D stuff shows back up. This D stuff shows back up because Law tells him, he says, like, yo, you know, D is my hidden middle name, just like Straw Hats. And he just has this look like he's like, oh shit. And he says, yet another one of the D. The D always have followed a checkered fate. And it's just like, what the fuck is Oda building up with this? What the fuck is Oda building up with this? I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I know it's got something to do with the Celestial Dragons and their fear. That much is true. Is Oda about to reveal something where, like, maybe like the inheritors of the Will of D and they all come from like a similar bloodline or something, and they're really like the original family or some shit. I feel like they're probably got something tied in with the Poneglyph that Nico Robin's people got the information from O'Hara and pieced together a lot of information. I'm betting that they're more than likely probably the original royal family. That's kind of where I think it's kind of going. That might be off, but I mean, again, I'm spitballing. I'm spitballing to this point, but I think that's the most likely. Because why else would the celestial dragons fear them? Why else would they be seen as all of a sudden demons and all this other stuff? The thing about history is like the ones who control the narrative can remember how history's remembered. Like if the Nazis would have won the war, the West would have been viewed as evil. Jews would have been viewed as like dogs or whatever, right? Like it would have been a history that favored Germany, not the history that you have now. And it's something you have to keep in mind. Just like if America would have lost the revolution, George Washington now is looked at as like a great military mind and all this other stuff. It would have been viewed a traitor. Would have been viewed as a traitor if England would have won. And so I think something similar is going on with this D lineage. I think that's what's going on there. But I gotta say this, right? I like how Sengoku tells him right before Fujitora just starts lifting all the rubble and everything up. He says, "Hey, my man gave his life for you. Don't waste that right there. Go out and live. Go out and live. Make the most out of your life." And Law, he covers up his face with the hat and takes off. And that's when we find out the Fujitora is just like, yo, all this debris around here, I'm about to fuck some shit up. And he's about to send that shit flying towards Luffy and the others. I think that's cool, or at least the Straw Hat Alliance. And what I like is how right before he gets ready to do it, Luffy just shows up and just socks this dude, man. So I guess like the next chapter is going to be Fujitora versus Luffy. That's going to be really interesting to see. But for me, I want to know from you guys. Like, I want to know if you guys had one way to end this arc. If you had one way to end this arc, how would you, or not the arc, but how would you end this chapter? That's really the question. How would you have ended this chapter? Because for me, it's one of those moments where I think that Oda did the right thing here, but I personally feel as if you go back to Sengoku and Law's conversation, I feel like you could have probably fleshed that out a little more and you could have ended the chapter there where he's telling him to live. I think that would have been really cool to see. But, as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all into the end. Have an awesome day, guys.